invite now Marc to stay. And so while you're getting ready, something so large, Glory, in Beijing, you mentioned. How long did it take?
Okay.
7 million customers you mentioned.
Two years.
So in 2 years, from conception to install.
Beginning and to the end,
2
2 years.
years. Okay.
Same like we build the high-speed railway, just 1 year or 2 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to be with you today. And first of all, I would like to thank the organizing team for this invitation. I will speak about smart metering in France and not in China. France is a small country. We have only 65 million inhabitants. And I am a very lucky man because I have two jobs. First of all, I am General Secretary of the G3 PLC Alliance, but I am also Director of the Metering Division of ENEDIS. This is the agenda of my presentation, and first of all, I will give you some information about ENEDIS. ENEDIS, compared to State Grid Corporation of China, is a small DSO. We have only 35 million customers and 39,000 employees. ENEDIS is a full subsidiary of EDF Group, and EDF is well known in many countries, in Europe, in China, and any other part of the world. We manage a public network in France mainland, and we are the first DSO in France mainland with 95% of the French territory. Why smart metering? Smart metering, first of all, for metering, but smart meters are the first step of the energy transition. Smart meters are useful for renewable integration, for charging spot for electric vehicles, for energy and efficiency, and so on. You have on this slide about 12 different use cases, very important regarding smart metering. In France, we have two kinds of customers. On one side, about 500,000 meters for business customers. It represents about 40% of the electricity market in France, 35% of our turnover. And regarding this kind of customers, the rollout is over. It works very fine with point-to-point communication. And now we have only to follow telco companies to move from GPRS to 3G, 4G, and probably in a few years 5G. It works fine, no issue with this kind of meters. Let us move to Linky. Linky is a given name to our small smart meters used mainly for residential customers and very small business activities. Linky is a small smart meters with many capabilities. I will not give you all the details of this smart meter, but among the very key points, it has up to 10 energy tarification schemes, very important for the market, because in France the market is in competition, it's fully deregulated, and all the energy suppliers are in competition. Inside the meter there is also a breaker. A breaker is very important to set the capacity of the meter according to the contract between the customer and the energy supplier. And when you speak about breaker, not far away, you have cyber security issues. What about the rollout today in France? And first of all, some information about the Linky system. You have on this slide many information, but there are only two key points. The first one is cyber security. We have introduced secure elements at different levels. And the second part is regarding what we call big data and so on. To use all the functionalities of the smart meters, it has been necessary to rebuild all the information system of the company. Not only the information system for smart meters, but also for network monitoring, the information system for the communication between ENEDIS and the energy suppliers, and so on. You can see all this on the right part of the slide. The main targets, we started the rollout in 2015 in December, that's to say about 2 years ago. Our target is to have 34 million Linky meters in the field by the end of 2021. The total cost of the program is about 5 billion euro, including not only the smart meter, but all the information systems, the rollout, and the updating of all the information system of the company. What is very important for us is the lifetime of the smart meters. They have to be in the field for 20 years. Why 20 years? Because the cost of the workforce in France is very expensive, and we don't want to change the meters very, very often. Now, what is the situation? We have about 10 million Linky meters in the field today. That's to say about 30% of our target. And every day we add about 30,000 new Linky meters in the field. It works fine. The data collection rate on a daily basis is above 98%. It's still growing because we are using a PLC communication technology, and when all the meters are in the field, in operation, the data collection rate is better because Linky meters are used as repeaters. It works fine. We are on the line, and our target is the end of the rollout in 2021. We have developed a specific testing center, what we call ENEDIS lab or Linky lab. Why? It was to be sure that the lifetime of the smart meters would be 20 years. And 20 years is a challenge because on one side, the smart meter has to be very cheap as possible, but with a 20-year lifetime. In our lab, we test all the meters to be sure they will work fine for 20 years. We have also developed a specific control center for the end-to-end communication system, because we have to operate a smart meter system connected to the monitoring of all the grid of the company, working in real time. For us, on the low voltage network, each Linky meter is a sensor, and we catch some information about the quality of supply, the voltage, and so on, many kinds of information. We have seen the presentation made by Encore in Texas. We do exactly the same thing with the Linky meters in France. And we have developed algorithm of artificial intelligence to optimize all the process, for instance, to detect some cases of low consumption in some part of the countries, to detect some difficulties on the network, to detect any hacking on the network, and so on. The Linky main application, and The first one is probably the most important. Today, smart meters work very fine, whatever the country. The main issue is probably the customer. The customer is a key point. It's very important. The customer has to adopt the smart meter. And what does the customer want? The customer wants to save money, to save energy. And we have developed a specific application available on any smartphone to give many kind of information to the customer, to help the customer to save energy and to save also money. The second part to take away is linking network services, many services for the network, to reduce outage, to catch any kind of information on the network, and to upgrade the network and to save money. What is very important for the Linky program in France, we are investing about 5 billion euros. It's fully paid by ENEDIS. We don't have any money for the customer, from the customer or from the French government or any kind of local authorities. And we have to get our money back thanks to a better network, a better quality of service, and less people in the field to operate the network tomorrow. The next step, what is the next step? France is a small country. We will do the rollout of 34 or 35 million Linky meters, but many other countries are very interested in ENEDIS technology, in Linky smart meters, and in G3 PLC technology. On the first part, you have many European countries, and they are using almost the same kind of Linky smart meters. In some countries, they are using Linky with prepayment, for instance, in Belgium or in South Africa, in China, and in Japan, in Malaysia. It's also the same kind of G3 PLC technology. If you want to have any further information about G3 PLC technology, you have two possibilities. You will have tomorrow afternoon a presentation made by Nabil Sari from Sagemcom on behalf of the G3 PLC Alliance, and you also have the possibility to visit the booth of the G3 PLC Alliance not far away from here. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, I will be pleased to try to answer your questions.
Thank you, Marc.